Hi there, Stampin' Friends. This is Tammy Stoffel, Stampin' Tammy, coming to you from Washougal, Washington. Looks like I'm live. Got a little bit of a glare there. Still need to work on fine-tuning my lighting. I don't have a second device streaming right now to monitor comments, so please feel free to comment and to share the video. Commenting and sharing is very helpful for me I'm trying to spread awareness of my tiny crafting business. And I do appreciate that. So anyway, comment and ask your questions in the comments here, and I will review all of them when I'm finished with the live and get back to you. So tonight, I'm going to share just a little bit about the paper pumpkin, September's paper pumpkin. The box actually just came in the mail yesterday, and while I was working. Today is a day off for me, so I've had just too many things to try to get done. Didn't really have time to play with the paper pumpkin, but I did get one of the little treat boxes made, and they are so cute. Absolutely darling. So we'll talk just a little bit about paper pumpkin, and then we'll get into the card that I'm making this on this very beautiful first day of fall. So tonight is Hello Autumn. We're going to do a little bit of work with some more of those beautiful, gorgeous leaves stamp set, and or use the stamps from the paper pumpkin. So if you're not sure what paper pumpkin is, this is a monthly subscription, all-inclusive crafting box that comes in the mail. Okay, you can receive Celebration rewards for paper pumpkin subscription, and the way to do that is to go into my online store, and that's I'll have the link in the comments or in the description of this video once the video is finished. But you go into my online store and you purchase a prepaid subscription for paper pumpkin. 3 months will get you a qualifying gift with Celebration. So Celebration is still going on through the end of September, and this is free gifts, exclusive gifts for each $50 increment of purchase. That is $50 before tax and shipping. But we've got some very, very cute exclusive papers. Many of the items in here will coordinate with things throughout the holiday catalog. And we'll be doing a little bit of work with this Bedazzling specialty paper, which is a free item this evening with the card. So if you are wanting something from the Celebration catalog, and this catalog, if you don't have one in your hand, is you can see it online. Go to my online website, and I'll have that link in the description of this video once it's finished. If you go to my my website, there are online catalogs there as well that you can take a look at, including the Celebration. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at paper pumpkin. Look at this beautiful box, isn't it darling? Mine came, and I was so excited. It was nearly pristine. Just one little bit of a bow on the corner right here. Some months they come, because they come through the mail service, the USPS. And some months they are squashed. Over a year ago now, maybe even more than a year ago, Stampin' Up! Started wrapping the package in plastic because they were getting wet. Many of the mail trucks, especially here in the rainy Pacific Northwest, leak, and so your mail and your packages get damp or just plain wet. So they started wrapping this in shrink wrap, and that helps a lot to keep it dry, but it doesn't help necessarily to keep it from getting smashed, punctured, etc. This is a specialty box. You can see here that it's got some diagrams and some cutouts. Stampin' Up! and Paper Pumpkin have a video out right now. This box is made into this darling wheelbarrow. So I will be putting that together, I think, this weekend. But in the interim, let's just take a quick look here. The Harvest Haunts Paper Pumpkin Kit. So this is the kit that's already been sent out for September 2021. It's too late to get this kit. It is not too late to get the October kit. And that is Christmas cards, and it coordinates with the Peaceful something. We'll look in the catalog here in just a few minutes. It's that beautiful cabin and snowy evergreen trees. Beautiful, beautiful stamp set and bundle here in the catalog. So I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. Anyway, so this is our September Paper Pumpkin kit, and it is these darling treat boxes. They look like jack-o'-lanterns. You can make them look like apples. You can use them as just a decor piece, or you can even use the paper, because it's double-sided, and we'll look at those in just a minute, to cut and make something, design something else, design a card, use the double oval punch to make a pumpkin, and I'll show that to you at another time. But what a great idea, I think. You can make this cute little turkey or these cards here. So there's some great ideas that Stampin' Up! Puts on the back of these that also shows all the kit components and the coordinating colors. So with this kit, it's basic black, pale papaya, poppy parade, pumpkin pie, and soft succulent are all the colors that coordinate. So this kit comes with, these are raffia wrapped around wire, and that makes these the curly cues on the top. Just wrap those around a pen, a small diameter pen, or a regular like a wood pencil. Anything fatter than that, it's not going to give it enough curl, and then it's going to fit right around the top here. This is one of the treat boxes. It is so easy to whip it together. Oh my goodness. The stamp set is exclusive to Paper Pumpkin. Let's see here. So it's got leaf images, both solid and the veining, and then some kind of a splotch. Happy Halloween. You're a blessing. I pick you every time. Thank you. And then this one is upside down. So let me turn it over. I can see what it is. It says, "Hey there, pumpkin." Oh my gosh, how cute is that? So every month you get, in Paper Pumpkin, you get an exclusive stamp set. This is not available anywhere other than Paper Pumpkin. And you also get your ink spot. So there's always at least one. Occasionally there will be a second one. This is a great way to grow your ink library, is through the Paper Pumpkin. These are $22 a month. And like I said, if you do a prepaid subscription, 3 months, it will get you a free item in the Celebration catalog. And that is through September 30th. All right, so this is what your treat box looks like before you get it put together. Look at that side. Doesn't this look like, you can make it into an apple. It looks like a strawberry. So some great ideas. For those of you that like to make these kinds of things, it would be real easy to turn this into a template. And I may very well do that so that I can get more mileage out of my cards. So it does have your, this is like a tear and tape. And then these are die cut leaves. And the labels. My suggestion when you have pre-die cut labels is that you leave them on the sheet when you're stamping on them, so that it's easier to control. Because when you've got something that is this skinny, it's easy for static cling to move your die cut around. And then this sheet is jack-o'-lantern faces. So there's the mouth, and I know it's really shiny, and the eyes. So you can put those on if you choose. And then there's 2 sheets of pieces to use for making your wheelbarrow, the wheel spokes, and for the seams, etc. Okay, look at these great colors. Isn't that beautiful? And then this would make a great pumpkin. Again, more of the soft succulent, a beautiful pattern. Look at that one there on that side. We may use, I think I might use one of these to create that, create a pumpkin using that double oval punch. We're not going to do that tonight for because of the sake of time. But we will definitely revisit that. Maybe we'll do that next week. And then it also comes nicely wrapped. When you open your box, see, I had it already opened. You didn't get to see how it comes packaged. But it comes wrapped up in tissue paper. This tissue paper is like a craft paper and kind of a waxy surface on one side. And you can cut this into small strips and use it for hay in your wheelbarrow, and then fill it with your pumpkins and apples. You can make it looks like apples with this one or this one. Okay, so let's set this off to the side and we'll get started on our card tonight. Everything back in there so I don't lose all my parts. I'm going to keep that stamp set out because we may use those leaves. Okay. So we'll get my sheet set out there, make sure that I'm set in a good spot so that when I'm stamping, I am not off camera too much. Try anyway. I'll try to be centered. That'll work. Okay, so we're gonna create a card tonight with, like I said, using that Bedazzle paper. Isn't that beautiful? And this is, it doesn't flake off. So it's glittery, but it doesn't leave a glittery mess for you. So that's really nice. Now, you do have to be careful. This will dull your cutters. I recommend that you turn it over and cut down through the back and use, I have a blade that I mark on my paper trimmer. I have a blade that I use just for this kind of glimmer glittery paper, so that it I'm not using it on on paper that I'm trying to make a nice even clean cut. Then we've got a piece of basic white, or this is actually Whisper White. I'm trying to use up my supplies. And so we're going to stamp on this piece here. We're going to use a soft succulent card base. And we're going to use either the Gorgeous leaves. We may very well use these leaves, I think, because our paper that we're stamping on is relatively narrow. Okay. So again, this is just a standard card base. This is the 5.5 tall by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I do have a 4-inch by 5 1/4 white panel to go on the inside of the card. And we'll put that in once I have added a little embellishment to it, or a little stamping. Do all of that before you adhere your layers, because if you stamp directly onto the layer that's already been added to your card and you make a mistake, you can't flip your paper over. So, and I make mistakes. So, that's my recommendation, is to stamp on the paper first and then adhere the layers. Okay. All right, so I've got photopolymer stamps, and this is the stamp from the Paper Pumpkin. Those leaves are just a little bit smaller because I did choose a narrow piece to stamp on. And when you're stamping with photopolymer, a couple of things to do. When it's the first time, you'll notice that your stamp is really sticky. And so my recommendation is to either wash it with with soap and water, or just run the stamp over your Stampin' Chamois, just enough to kind of cut that stickiness. The stickiness is caused by it's a chemical process when the stamps are made, and sometimes it'll cause your ink to bead up and you don't get such a real clear image. Because we are using the photopolymer, I am going to use a Stampin' Pierce mat or foam mat, so that it gives that even, more even coverage. Okay. So let's take some soft succulent. I'm going to ink that up first, and I'm going to stamp on the grid paper and just see what we get. Okay. All right, so this is rather intense. I like that stamped off, so I think that's what we're going to go with. I'm going to stamp off the edge of the paper. And I've got something on the stamp. I got a little bit of a fuzz there. That's okay. We'll roll with it. I'm going to stamp off again. And stamp one more. Okay. And then we're going to come in with the we're probably going to use crumb cake for the veining. So let's see what that looks like. I'm going to get that pumpkin dirty yet. Okay. Okay, I think I like that. Oh yeah. And one more time. Well, that looks great. I really like that. Okay, let's close up the soft succulent, and then we're going to open up some of the, let's see, we'll probably use pale papaya with a different stamp. So let me get this clean real quick. Well, I've hidden it from myself, guys. Doesn't that figure? So we're going to just wipe those off real quick. Oh, I put my Stampin' Chamois on the floor. That's what the problem is. Okay, so we're just going to give those a good quick clean. Sorry about that. Yep, this is real live stamping with Tammy. Take those stamps off, and then we're going to add this stamp and this one for the veining. Again, we're going to just kind of rub that stamp on there. And this one too. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. And I touched the ink pad on the corner there, so let's keep from getting ink everywhere. Okay, so let's check out this pale papaya and see how that looks. Okay. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little experimenting here. All right, so we're going to take we're going to set this piece off to the side for a minute, and we're going to stamp this in the pale papaya. And then we're going to add a little bit of extra color to it. Okay, so this is Poppy Parade, and I've got a sponge dauber, and we're just going to add a little bit of that, and then we'll take a little bit of the pumpkin pie. Sorry if you can't see that. Looks like I need to push the ink around a little bit in this. Okay, so let's just see what that looks like. We're going to stamp here. Ooh, maybe a little less pumpkin pie and a little more of the Real Red around the edges, but that looks really pretty. Okay, so pale papaya base. A little bit of the Real Red. Add a little bit here. And we'll stamp that right there. Do that again. Pale papaya. Some Real Red. One more time, pale papaya. Real Red. Okay, one more time. Okay, I need a little something. Make sure when you're doing this technique that you clean off your stamp, or at least stamp it off a few times before going back and trying to stamp again. And always re-ink in between, especially when you stamp off. Otherwise, if you don't, you're going to get that demarcation line. Okay. And there we go. Okay. I need to close up some stamp pads before I stick my fingers in them, or my elbow, and make a big sticky mess. Okay, so now we're going to take the veining, and we're going to add the veining with that crumb cake. And that was full strength crumb cake that we used here. So we're going to continue with the same. Re-ink each time. And here, getting the back end. And one last time right here. Okay. So what do you think so far, huh? Okay. Close up that stamp pad, move those I moved off the sponge daubers so that I don't get those all over everywhere. I'm going to turn this over so we've got a clean slate to work with. And then we're going to get this card put together. Okay. So we do have, this doesn't look straight. Let me look here. So this is 2 1/4, a little more than 1/4. I see, it's probably, yeah, 2 1/4 on this end, and this is a 2 1/4 on the other end. So I'm going to take my little trimmer and we're going to get that cleaned up here. Okay, so we got that little sliver taken care of, and I didn't do my rule, what I told you to do, and that's where you cut with this edge, but that's okay, we'll make it work. Okay, so we're going to adhere that on top of the glimmer paper. Now, when you're adhering on top of glimmer paper like this, it's very, it's not so easy to get it to stick, okay? So I advise that you use either a liquid adhesive or Terran tape or the Stampin' Seal Plus. All work well. Just a regular tape runner, I'm trying to make a big mess here, is I don't think it's going to give you enough stick for your buck when you're gluing onto a glittery surface like this. So plenty of glue, and then we're just going to line this up. Scoot this over a little bit. I like the glue because it gives you just a little bit of wiggle room as well. You can see I got a little bit of extra ink there, but it'll be fine. Okay, we're just kind of cruising right along here. All right, and then this is going to go right on the front. I'm going to slide it over just a little, give a nice little green edge, and then a little green border on this side. And this is Soft Succulent. Okay. You definitely want to make sure you get close to the edge, but not too close, because you don't want it to squish through. And then you're going to line it up on the edge. Like so. Give yourself plenty of time to let that adhere. Watch out for those glue boogers. You get it on your fingers, you start getting the stuff everywhere. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the sentiment. It's my inside piece. And I have another piece to stamp on somewhere. Or not. That's okay. We'll make it work. Move this over here. So the sentiment that we're going to do tonight is from the Peaceful Moments, and it is congratulations. Simple, just a simple sentiment. I have a coworker who is at a job advancement, so I think this card will probably be for her. So let's stick congratulations on there. Now the question of the day is, what color ink? So let's do a couple of things here. Do we want to use crumb cake? Let's ink this up and we'll stamp it here. I think we're going to use the crumb cake. That is, it's not real dark. Or maybe we'll try soft suede. Okay, guys, what do you think? Soft suede? No, crumb cake or soft suede? I see you, Mom and Shelley. I'm looking down on top of my camera because I stamp when I'm standing. So what do you think? Soft suede or crumb cake? There's definitely a lag. Okay, soft suede. Ma says crumb cake. Shelley says soft suede. Okay. The good news is I've got plenty of paper. So let's do one of each. This is soft suede. Okay, and I'm going to clean the stamp off. And we'll do crumb cake, and we'll see what that looks like. Okay. Clean that up real quick. And then we're going to do a simple cut to trim that off. And This one I'm going to trim just a little shorter. And this one just a little shorter. And let's see what we're looking at here. Okay, so there's soft suede. I like that. And there is crumb cake. Gosh, I like both of those. I think we're going to go with the soft suede for tonight, and we'll hang on to that crumb cake and we'll use that on another card at another time. Okay, so let's wrap this up. I need some dimensionals here. We're going to pop this sentiment up on dimensionals. Sticking to my fingers. And just like so. Okay. So I think I don't have the bling that I was going to put on here sitting out. These are the opal rounds, but I'd really like, I may come back and just do that and show you after the fact. But anyway, so here's our cute card for tonight. So easy to do. Again, that is the sentiment from the Peaceful Moments. This is in the annual catalog. And then the stamps were from the Paper Pumpkin. But you could easily use Gorgeous Leaves. This is the sympathy card that I made last week. It was with this stamp set. Beautiful images. This would look absolutely stunning in Blackberry Bliss. So we may do more with this set. Now it is officially fall, and so let's make some more cards. Be really easy. I think you would want to have just a little bit bigger strip of the white to stamp on, because these images are just a little bit larger. Or you could just use this trio right here and do some very cute and creative things with that. Okay, well, thank you for tuning in with me tonight as I made this pretty congratulations card, and I hope you tune in again. So be watching my my Facebook page for updates. If you didn't see it yesterday, I had a short little video on Tuesday tips. So every Tuesday I'll be posting tips. Wednesday evenings is when I try to go live with a card tutorial or card class. I do have a newsletter working on the specifics of the format, but I do have one that's ready to go. And if you would like to be added to my newsletter, please just message me your email address. One of the pieces that I don't have yet is a hot button to click on to sign up for the newsletter. I'm working on that, but this girl is not super techie. So if you can just message me your email, I'll certainly add you to my my newsletter list. I don't share your information with anyone. It is only for my use with Stampin' Up, and I won't spam you with emails every day, every week. This is a twice a month kind of thing, or if there's special breaking news from Stampin' Up. So thank you for tuning in. Remember to comment and to share, and I appreciate you all. Have a good night.